Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Wednesday, May 18th, 2016, around 4:39 in the afternoon, Billerica, Massachusetts. Sunny out today in the mid-60s, but a little below average for this time of year. Should be in the 70s this weekend with plenty of sunshine. Better weather coming. Second half of May, I hear, could be above average temperatures, could be reaching 80. Memorial Day weekend. Wait and see about that. Some news to report, one little news item. Billerica Selectman George Simularis has announced he is formally running for state representative of Billerica, Massachusetts. He will be challenging against Mark Lombardo, who is the current representative of Billerica. Should be a great race in November. I will talk more about that in the coming months ahead, because there's a lot of some political issues that I'll be talking about when they come up. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the former game show Treasure Hunt. Treasure Hunt had two different formats. When it was on the air, it lasted from 1956 through 1959, the first edition, and the second edition lasted 1973 through 77, and again in 1981 and 82. The first edition was hosted by Jan Murray, actor, comedian, and the second edition was hosted by Jeff Edwards. The 1950s edition of Treasure Hunt was a daytime game show on NBC, and they also had a primetime version on ABC. And this version of Treasure Hunt was basically a straight question and answer game show where contestants would answer questions and answers, and if they won a certain amount of money, they would keep the money and they would go on to the bonus round, which had a cash jackpot of $10,000, and they had to go through a treasure hunt. There were some minor prizes and major prizes, but there was some small prizes. If they got the small prizes, like, booby prizes, they would be out of luck. They would lose in the bonus round, but they would return to play another game. And this version of Treasure Hunt was a big hit on NBC and ABC, but it got canceled in 1959. About 14 years later, Chuck Barris bought the rights to Treasure Hunt, but he revamped it, and to this game would be similar to Let's Make a Deal. And this one was called the all-new $25,000 Treasure Hunt, which was once a week in syndication from 1973 through 1977. It was hosted by Jeff Edwards, and Jeff Edwards would dress up in tuxedos, and he was assisted by models, including Sib Aberg and Jane Nelson and actress Pamela Hensley, and they had contestants that sat in the audience, and it was like sporting seats at a stadium, and they had three contestants, all of them females, and they would hold up the balloons, and if they got the balloons with stars, they would be going to the treasure hunt, and Jeff would bring in like boxes, and they would have to pick 1, 2, and 3. The lady who got the Jack in the Box would go on to play treasure hunt, and they would have to select one of 30 boxes. A lot of these boxes had prizes like trips around the world, or furniture, or clothing, or luggage, or appliances or other stuff. There was some amount of money in there, and they had a bondsman who was named Emil Tui, who was actually a security guard in one of the buildings they taped Treasure Hunt. He put a certified check in there of $25,000, and the contestant would pick the box, one of 30, and before they could open up the box, there was a cash amount, and it could have been up to $2,000, and Jeff would pay him off first, and then the lady contestants could have the choice. They could keep the money or return it of the contents of the box. And sometimes they kept the money, other times they would return the contents of the box. And Jeff would act it out, have some act the thing, what was in the box, and some of the skits were very funny. The acting was very funny, and it could have led to a major prize or a worthless prize, which was a clunk. A clunk was worthless, and Jeff had to memorize 30 boxes because they didn't have cue cards, and he did not forget one of these lines. And sometimes the ladies won big time, like $25,000. Other times they would win nothing. And Treasure Hunt became a big hit on syndication for once a week for many, many years. But around 1977, producer Chuck Barris wanted to make Treasure Hunt more sadistic. He wanted Jeff to act out some prizes for cars where contestants would win the car, but it would actually be part of a car, like a windshield wiper or a rear view mirror. Jeff did not like that because he thought that was being a little too crazy. He quit Treasure Hunt after the end of the season, and Chuck Barris decided not to find a new host, so he had to cancel Treasure Hunt. But Treasure Hunt returned 4 years later as a daily syndicated show, which aired for about a year, and they only had 2 women contestants, and they would have do the Jack in the Box, and they had a new model named Jan Speck. She was kind of a dumb Dora, you know what I mean. And they would have the stars and Jack in the Box, and each time a lady would open up the Jack in the Box, got it right, she would be the champion, and she would go on to play Treasure Hunt. But now they had 66 boxes, and Jeff memorized all of them. He did not forget one of them. But now the boxes contained minor prizes, several prizes in the same box. And before there was a cash substitution, but this time the cash substitution was only up to $1,000. And Jeff would have to do his acting. Sometimes he would act crazy or fun. Other times it was serious or for laughs. The clunks were still there, but after the clunk, they would win a decent prize. And sometimes they had a progressive jackpot, and it started at $25,000, $1,000. Each day it would grow and grow and grow. And sometimes Jeff would say, "You turned down this box that had a check for $50,000." Some of the contestants would get sad. And at the end of the show, they would have the security bondsman, Emil Auditory, who still did it. He would say, "Where did you hide the box? Where did you hide the check in the box?" "Right over here." And he would show the number. And Emil was not, he was so serious. And sometimes Jeff Edwards would bring kids, but Emil would not crack a smile. And this Treasure Hunt lasted only a year before it got canceled. Johnny Jacobs called the Treasure Hunts in the 1970s and 1980s. And all the treasure hunt contestants on this version were all female. There was no males. There was like an urban legend that they did not want males on like as contestants, because if they got clunked, then the male contestants would hit Jeff Edwards. That wouldn't be funny at all. But like Jeff Edwards said before he passed away on an interview, that Chuck Barris actually suggested all female contestants because he said the male contestants probably would not be excited if they won the grand prize of $25,000. Reruns of Treasure Hunt were seen on CBN back in the 1980s, then GSN in the 1990s and 2000s. And that's about it on Treasure Hunt. And Jeff Edwards would always say, "Right you are!" I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is former Major League Baseball player Mark McGwire. Not here to discuss about the past. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunning guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hott is so stunning. She's the best. Amy Swezzy is the best. She's got nice legs as well. Linda Church of WPIX 11 is a cougar. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out! Don't forget Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. Questions, comments, concerns, shoutouts, plugs, private message me, and it will be addressed. Good night and good luck. No, see you tonight. Bye now.